Some of the most important lessons in life can be learned in a multitude of ways from people young and old alike. "I want to die playing my Wii" is a proclamation from a little boy named Drake, and it is most likely the most genuine and wise one I've ever heard. Life lessons can come from the most least expected places, and sadly, some of the best lessons in life can be learned from children who don't have that much of a life to live. Drake was a little boy that I had taken care of from the time he was in the second grade until he passed away. And when I first met him, I thought, this is a handy-capable kid. He was on a walker, but by gosh, anywhere anybody went, he was right there with them. He was vivacious, he was tenacious, he was determined, he was a spoilt brat, and he was absolutely rotten, but he was also genuine, loving, caring, and kind. Drake had a disease that caused him to have small aneurysms that would bleed out very slowly. Some were operable. One caused him to have a paralyzed left side of his body, which is why he had to use the walker. In January of the year that he passed away, he had a scan, and it was revealed that he had a bleed in a part of his brain that was inoperable, and that would ultimately cause him to have to rely on a ventilator to breathe and maintain bodily functions. Drake did really well all through the rest of that year. That summer I started keeping him privately in his home. His grandfather had passed away the summer before, and he was extremely close to him. He called him Pops. One day while we were eating lunch, Drake and I had a conversation about Pops passing as the anniversary had approached. Pops passed away on a motorcycle on the way back from Myrtle Beach. Someone hit him with their car and he died instantly. Drake and his mother were in the vehicle behind, so he saw that. In speaking with Drake about this very adult conversation, he said, I don't understand why Pops had to die. And I said, well, Pops had to die because he might be waiting for you in heaven. And he died doing something that he absolutely loved. Wouldn't that be how you would want to die? And after he thought about it for a second, Drake looked at me with his gingerly grin that he always had and said, "I want to die playing my Wii." I said, "That sounds like something fun to die doing." He said, "Yeah, I love it," as Drake spent most of his time playing on his Wii. Due to his physical handicaps, going outside and playing ball was not something that, he really enjoyed at all. Even though he could if he wanted to. He preferred to play Wii. He liked to play any kind of game he had for it, and he did well and did often. After Drake passed away in December of that year, I realized that some of the best lessons about life I learned from an 11-year-old who had not led a very long life, who had led somewhat of a sheltered life due to his condition and his handicaps. Life lessons are hard to learn sometimes. Sometimes life lessons come easy. Sometimes they come from the most unexpected places. The lesson that I learned from Drake about life, perseverance, seeing light in the darkest of times, and just learning how to cope with death in young and old alike came from an 11-year-old. That will forever affect my life. That will forever be part of who I am and how I view my life and how I want to live each day by quality as opposed to quantity.